Roadhead Podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Roadhead Podcast.
Is that what it's called
You
on
should
YouTube?
you should turn the car on.
No, whenever we get calls, it's gonna come through on the Bluetooth. Like, I have no way to turn the volume down for that.
That's perfect.
Actually,
Yeah, that's probably
I can just
better.
turn Bluetooth off.
Yeah, you can
Bluetooth
turn Bluetooth off if you want.
What the fuck? I don't see shit.
But that's probably better than having it come out of the phone speaker.
But it's so loud.
Just turn it down.
Yeah, maybe. He said he had no way to turn it down.
Yeah, I have no way of...
But
I don't
see, the
fucking
reason
see it.
the fan is fine, I tested it on the last one. If I do noise cancellation on the fan, it just like totally cuts it out.
Hey,
Oh,
you
Spike
just
Money.
randomly came up under my quick ad.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
gonna-
have a profile
Who?
picture.
I'm gonna add you, Hayden, and I am going
Yeah,
to
I
just send
added-
you random dick pics in the middle of the night.
Okay,
I
that
added
sounds
Hayden
good.
not too long ago.
I'll send you a picture of my asshole.
Oh, bet.
Hey,
I will deadass send you
What-
a dick pic.
is it just like that? The Roadhead Podcast?
I mean, I haven't. It's not public yet.
Oh, it's not public.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it to public while we're on the podcast.
It's already
Okay.
recording.
It's recording, yeah.
Oh,
It's
we're
just-
recording?
Yeah, that means Box, you can't talk anymore unless we ask you.
Oh, fuck.
So does this mean we're actually, we're starting now?
Yeah, let's just fucking welcome to the Roadhead Podcast.
Welcome to the Roadhead
Welcome to the
Podcast.
Roadhead Podcast.
Welcome to the Road Boy P-Cast.
I have about 13 contacts in my phone, and if you say that one more time, I'm only gonna have 12.
Do you still have me in your phone?
No,
Oh.
I got a new phone.
Well,
doesn't matter,
it
I
was
have cell
nice.
service Anyway. I'm too
New
broke.
phone who dis.
New phone it is.
And since her dad can't bring her, I get to pick her up in my car.
Ooh.
And so odds are I'm getting head.
You're getting Roadhead.
Wait, we didn't do the intro again.
Oh, welcome to the. Please edit that out. Welcome to the. Well, can I just put in the part where you say I'm getting Roadhead? Yeah. Okay. Welcome back to the Roadhead Podcast.
Welcome back to the Roadhead Podcast.
Welcome back to the Roadhead Podcast. I'm Alan.
I'm a big titty boy.
That was Hayden and I'm Hunter.
Okay. Well, for the first thing today, we're just gonna look at the. Actually, guys, look at the Look at the thumbnail I made for our podcast.
That actually looks really nice.
I made that whole thing
That's
myself.
beautiful.
What'd you make it in?
Paint.net. Yeah.
dude.
I downloaded
you,
a
like,
thing so I could
downloaded
do the circular text, and then I downloaded the sunset picture, and then I downloaded the desert picture, and then I added a road to it, put a thing around it. I had to make the whole thing circular, which was more difficult than you'd think.
Oh, dude, I totally understand.
I had just finished jerking off.
So you had like the post-nut clarity when you were doing
Yeah,
it.
well, but I had just finished jerking off, and I was like, oh, I want to go to bed, but I should do this thumbnail real quick. And it took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I was sitting there naked as fuck with my sweaty balls against my leather chair, because I was like, oh, I'll just do it real quick. It won't take any time at all. And it took some time. But that's the thumbnail. It's pretty nice. Cody Box, you can look at it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
The vibrating of the car is picking up on the microphone.
No, but there's noise cancellation. I can put on the noise cancellation and fix that.
Sure.
Well, am I sure?
Yeah.
I can test it. Let's see. Let me
Okay,
try
yeah, let's
testing
test
it.
that first.
And we're back in it.
After a quick commercial break due to
Turn
technical
the phone.
difficulties.
Turn the goddamn car back on.
Yeah, fucking
Eat my
hot.
ass.
Goddamn.
Box.
Bro, every time you say something and when you're not supposed to,
I
we get to like punch your ass so hard.
I get to jerk you off.
I'm just gonna loudly eat some nerds, I'll be honest.
Okay, go ahead and do it.
Do you want to eat me?
Okay, everybody.
Okay.
We are changing the privacy on the first podcast episode, which has already been recorded and everything. Turning it from private to public. Save. We did it.
We are clapping, not jerking off, by the way.
I'm
Speak for
jerking
yourself.
off.
Well, yeah.
And the description for the podcast, and I think this will just be the same one every time. This is a podcast recorded in a car, in terrible conditions, with 3 idiots, and a guest who isn't allowed to talk without permission. This is the Roadhead Podcast.
Is Roadhead one word, 2 words, or is it hyphenated?
1 word.
Perfect.
Okay, good.
Do we have a copyright on that yet?
Not yet.
Well, it's copyright pending.
Copyright pending.
If you wanna fuck with the mic, you can just get real close to it.
Thank you for your audio prowess.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it down in post if you get real close to it, but it makes you sound funny. Okay. Now,
well, what's first on the agenda?
My family members are in the mafia.
That's right.
Alright.
We talked about this last episode.
There's a whole side of my family that I don't have a whole lot of contact with. My father's side of the family, we talked a bit about it last week. It'd be so weird if one of the three main hosts still had a dad around or something.
Yeah, none of us have dads.
Yeah, none of us.
Oh yeah, you. That's right.
But basically, I'm 90% sure he's the side that has the Italian in it. I'm 90% sure members of that side of the family are in the mafia.
Yeah,
Now, why do you
Because
think
for
that?
one
Spaghetti
thing,
provolone.
I had a relative when I was a kid that I'm pretty sure would literally like threaten to get rid of me if I didn't behave myself. Like straight up.
But I mean, I feel like that's what extended relatives are supposed to do. They're supposed to threaten you into behaving
But also
because they don't know how to. They don't know how to
like
control you.
sold drugs and like did protection like for stores and stuff.
I
like
mean, like,
protection.
to be fair, who hasn't sold drugs and done protection?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you should always use protection.
Oh, dude, I don't. I'm gonna level with you, Chief. I don't care enough about my life.
I always use protection. I always use astral projection.
Always use astral projection as your form of protection.
Ashtray protection.
Ashtray projection.
Just go and shut the door loudly. Just go and shut it.
Oh.
Oh,
You
that
get
was
Those, those like
Look at
crazy
that spike
Zodiac
there.
chicks.
Look at that spike there.
Yeah, look at that little. It was a little spike.
So,
Got my Ric Flair drip. Go ooh on a bitch.
So now that Cody's gone, we're gonna bust out the Coke, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Coca-Cola.
The Roadhead Podcast
I have
does
a
not
Diet
condone
Coke.
drugs.
I have a vanilla Coke.
It's not the same, you fucking troglodyte.
Fucking. Fuck you.
I'm
But
a
yeah,
little busy
basically
right
my only evidence for it is they're like really bad criminals and they're Italian.
I mean,
So I assume they're connected to the mafia.
You know,
somehow.
I mean, that's a
dad-
good assumption.
my dad was, he's white. He's predominantly Russian. And, he sold drugs for quite some time.
And he moved to Kenya,
And he,
which
he-
is an odd
He only
one.
moved to Kenya for about 3 months.
Oh, well,
Yeah, he's back in the U.S. now with his, Kenyan wife.
that's still so...
But, like, just because he sold drugs and was Russian of origin does not mean that he's in the Russian mob.
I think that's a little bit more sure because of the fact the Russians are less about family. If you're Italian and you're not clean, you're pretty much invited into the family.
You're right.
But with the Russians, you gotta prove yourself because you make your own family.
Exactly.
Okay, Box is playing things in the background.
He's playing laugh tracks where there doesn't need to be laugh tracks.
That's why I'm never worried about getting killed, because I know that if I was ever killed, it would start a blood feud that would result in many deaths.
Oh, exactly.
So I'm pretty okay. Also, the other side of my family has a lot of rednecks, so I think I'm good between those two. I think I'm good on the blood feud.
Do you think
front.
they like balance each other out, or
Oh
or
no,
do they double up?
it doubles up. Yeah.
Okay.
Having rednecks and Italians doesn't mean that a blood feud won't be started. It just means there'll be two blood feuds.
No, I thought it was like PEMDAS, and they just like cancel each other
The
out.
fuck is a PEMDAS?
Dude, when you were like learning algebra in grade school, you didn't have to do PEMDAS?
It was like, what was it? It was like,
I heard
Please
Cody had a
excuse-
PEMDAS. Got a pretty big PEMDAS.
what? It was like,
Dude.
or something like that.
My PEMDAS
no
was
M in that.
absolutely massive. Welcome back, Cody.
Welcome back to the podcast, Cody.
Our second guest this week is also silent.
Yes,
He's
but
amazing.
he's much better at it than Box is.
He's on that thing.
Oh
You
wow,
see,
that
we-
was a meaty hit.
Fucking idiot.
Alan just hit Box.
Dude, can
This
I
is
do it some
rape.
more?
I
Hunter,
don't-
can I hit Vox some more?
Well,
You're
I don't
welcome to.
think
For the
we
sake of the
should-
podcast.
No.
He's gonna hit back.
He's gonna hit
We've
back
been
and
over
make
this
more
once.
noise.
You hit me and I'll suck your dick.
Oh shit!
Oh shit. My bad. Open your fucking
Oh,
leg.
Roadhead.
Box,
Roadhead.
stop talking.
Box, stop talking in the podcast.
Am I supposed to
Zipped.
be mute? I was supposed to go.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're supposed
Okay.
to do.
Nobody-
for our
nobody-
hearing impaired listeners, he just did like some fake sign language, like shadow clone jutsu stuff at me.
Yeah. For everybody that can't see, he just made like a noise.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, I mean, it's a
Okay.
podcast.
Oh.
Because we don't want to discriminate against blind people, but we can make fun of
Okay.
deaf people all we want here.
Yeah, and I mean, I made some choice comments about the mentally handicapped last week.
What are they gonna do? Say something about it?
They can't talk. They're mute.
Point made.
That's what that means. Okay. Moving on, we're gonna be taking callers this week, and Hunter, you can go ahead and put that out on your Snapchat story. Your dumb thing.
While we wait for callers, I would actually like to.
All right, Hayden, do you want to be featured on this?
Sure. Well,
All right, that's perfect.
While we wait for callers, I have a joke I'd like to tell.
Oh boy.
And this is one of my favorite jokes of all time. It's a joke about a train driver in Bulgaria. And this train driver in Bulgaria liked to drive his train very fast. And one day,
very hard.
What's his name? Also Flibby.
Yes, this train driver named Flibby.
The last 10 minutes of the 32-minute podcast we recorded, that's what it was when after the editing, was Hunter telling this dumbass story. I had to speed it up because it was so dull.
God.
I sped it up.
So, there is this train driver in Bulgaria, and he liked to drive his train very fast. And one day, he derailed, and he hit and killed one person. So the Bulgarian government was going to execute him. And he got to the jail. The Bulgarian government took him to the jail.
Box hates this joke, by the way.
And they ask him what he'd like his final meal to be. And he says, I'll have one banana. So he eats the banana, and they strap him into the electric chair, and they throw the switch, and sparks fly, and smoke fills the air, and nothing happens. Hunter, stop doing ASMR.
Don't you dare munch those nerds near the microphone. I will cut this whole thing out, young man.
But anyway, in Bulgaria, there's a law where if your execution fails, it's set free because it's seen as the will of God.
Yeah.
So they set the train driver free.
Allah's plan.
Allah's plan. And somehow, he got a job driving trains again. And he still hasn't learned his lesson. Somehow. He got a job driving trains again. It's definitely not for the sake of plot. And one day he was pulling a corner out in a remote field. And his train derailed because he was just hitting this corner way too fast. He was hitting this corner like a black dude hitting Mia Khalifa. And gotta talk about getting railed, am I right?
I just got it. I was like, was she abused or? Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a train joke inside of a joke about trains. It's
Okay,
like
tell your fucking
trainceptions.
joke already.
My bad. Chill.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just holding your hand.
Okay.
For the blind viewers, they just shook hands.
No, held hands. Okay, now keep telling
And
the joke.
he hit and killed 2 farmers out in this field. So the Bulgarian government was going to execute him. So they get to the jail, and they ask the train driver what he'd like for his meal. And he says, I'll have 2 bananas. So he eats the bananas, and they strap him into the electric chair. And sparks fly, and smoke fills the air, and butter me up like a corn cob. Guess what happens next?
He dead?
Nothing happens.
Oh my.
This sounds very similar to Hunter's terrible joke last week.
So, he said, no,
His
this one
joke
actually
has
has
a
a punchline.
punchline.
Okay, good.
Jinx?
Fuck
Are
you.
you guys...
Jinx is my favorite YouTuber.
Okay. So, once again, he's set free.
Wait, let's be a total repeat of last week. Jinx is my favorite League of Legends character.
Okay, anyway, we're not going to talk about League. This is a Christian car. It's not even
Christian
my car.
Kart is my favorite Mario Kart spinoff.
Okay, anyway. Somehow, because there are just no goddamn train drivers in Bulgaria, he gets a job driving trains again. And this time he's going through town. And he takes this corner fucking Sonic fast. And he derails again. And he hits and kills 3 people, a whole family, And the Bulgarian government is going to execute him for it. So they take him to the jail. And he says, all right, I know the drill. I'll take 3 bananas. And the executioner says, no, I'm sick and tired of your banana bullshit. You're going to the chair without a meal. So they take him to the chair, and they strap him down, and sparks fly, and smoke fills the air, and guess what? Guess!
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
And the executioner runs in, and he's freaking out. He's just bewildered. And he goes
Like
up
he
to
just
the
saw
guy.
Hunter's Balunga Hungas.
He runs up to the guy and says, what happened? I'm bewildered. Why didn't you die? You didn't have your bananas. And the train driver says, oh, the bananas had nothing to do with it. I'm just a bad conductor.
It's kind of funny, but at least it's kind of funny. Whereas Hunter's story was twice as long and not funny. But
His joke gets less funny when he tells it when you've heard it a good 15 times.
Yeah, no, I used to tell this joke all the time.
dude, you know what joke I used to make all the time?
Probably like shittier mom jokes.
No, I used to say, the first worm to wake up in the morning gets the worm.
What?
Like when somebody said, I'd say, you know what they say? The first worm to wake up in the morning gets the worm.
I mean,
Give me a second.
Honk the horn.
We're recording a podcast, T.
Don't say anything I'm gonna have to cut out.
Get outta here,
Don't say
Black.
the N-word. But okay, moving on now. No callers from Hunter's Instagram story.
I didn't put my number on the story. I just instead said slide up for the number.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I can choose
check.
who actually calls.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a mistake.
You know, the Venom movie was really good.
The Venom movie was pretty good.
Oh.
All right. I can get this.
Oh, please.
Who is it?
Eh,
Well, don't tell me. Well, show me.
It's
Oh
my
yeah, let's
God.
do it.
Wait. What were the last few messages?
That's. I don't think we need to know. That's Hunter's personal life, and you should stay out
Well,
of
no,
other
I
people's
saw.
personal lives.
I saw. It's just.
Hunter.
Oh, it's because she has a massive crush on me, and I could totally hit
See
that
that
at any
James
point in
Bond?
time I want.
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
did see that.
Well, that's something to say. Now, whatever. Let's go.
I mean, she's a freshman.
I feel like she'll be calling any second now.
She'll call anything.
She's gonna say something horrible. Let's not let her know that we're here when she first calls. I think that's a good idea. So we get pure abridged.
But-
Hunter, put your dick in my ass.
Will I have to? Okay. That's the rule. No one else talk. But will I have to cut it out?
Probably.
No, don't cut it out.
Will-
Just cut out the part where we talk about.
Will
her name.
somebody recognize this person by voice?
We can only
No.
hope
No.
so.
Okay. Now, fuck, dude. Venom was a good movie. I didn't get what you got about the main female actor being a bitch.
She was just kind of a bitch.
Who's the main female actor in Venom? What's her name?
It's not like a well-known act. Well, it's like the character he said was
Oh.
kind of a bitch. I didn't get it. It's like he did something that made her lose her job, and he lost his job at the same time, and she got fired, and then she broke up with him.
I don't
And
think
she
she
was
was
They did,
fired
the
though.
Avatar
She
thing
was
where
fired,
they
yeah.
put
Oh.
their braids together.
Oh no, they actually didn't fuck during the whole movie.
That's a surprise.
Didn't show them.
It didn't show them. That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's like
it happened
in
before
Star
the
Trek,
movie, but not
Did it?
really during the movie.
It's kind of like in Star Trek, Captain Kirk got freaky with some aliens, but it's not in the movie because it's
Dude.
not plot necessary.
I want to get freaky with so many of the aliens in the new Star Trek movies.
Dude, I want to get freaky with some of the aliens in the Star Wars movies.
What? They're all kind of grotesque. though.
No, dude. Twi'leks?
I don't know that nerd shit. I don't know that nerd
Bro,
shit
they're
language.
like the blue ones.
The blue
They're like
ones.
the
they got,
blue ones with the
Ahsoka.
hell.
They got the head.
Oh,
No,
Ahsoka.
she's not a Twi'lek. She's something different.
She's something
but-
different, you're right. Like Ayla
Still.
Secura.
I'd get between those legs.
If you wouldn't fuck Ahsoka Tano, I'm sorry, but you're not a real man.
Well,
Wasn't
she's
she,
like
like,
12.
Yeah,
at
she
the
was
beginning.
like
I
14.
don't fucking
At the
care.
beginning,
And then at the
Ahsoka Tano in Rebels.
Still a cartoon character.
Still a cartoon character, so people want to fuck anime characters.
Yeah,
People
but that's
wanna
because it's
fuck
anime.
animals.
That's because it's anime, and it's not gay if it's anime. I mean, it's
you
not.
sure?
I mean, it's fine if it's anime. There's nothing about gay.
Are we gonna like?
Traps aren't gay, by the way.
Traps are not gay. No.
Traps are not gay.
Traps aren't gay up until the moment you find out they're a trap.
Traps aren't gay
Like,
because sexuality is a spectrum, and they look like women.
you know what else is a spectrum? Autism.
Well, Austin is. Oh
Austin.
no, I
Speaking
can't say that.
You know,
We have a very good friend.
I was
whose
just
name
doing-
is not Austin.
I was
person
just
beside
doing.
us.
Speaking of Austin,
I was just doing like wordplay, and then I thought
he
like
wants to call in.
Austin wants to call in?
please.
Yeah.
okay, Austin can call in. I was gonna do a wordplay where I said, we can't leave that in.
Please.
No.
You didn't say the name.
You said I couldn't say names.
Alright, we're gonna go for caller.
Alan, these are things that only Alan thinks.
Caller number 1.
It's okay. I'll leave it in, but
No,
I'm
please
saying
don't, please don't.
Caller number 1.
Then don't say it, because I have. Okay.
Hello?
Is this Austin Martinez?
Is this the pizza shop?
Hi, welcome to the Roadhead Podcast, Austin.
Yeah. How we doing?
I was looking for Domino's.
Fuck.
Well, I guess y'all
We-
work. Okay, I want
Hey,
an extra large,
do you want a pizza? Do you want a large sausage pizza minus the pizza?
It's a dick joke.
And I want some special sauce on it.
Can I have a pizza dad ass?
Can I have a thing of? Do you want a thing of bread?
Yeah, order some wings.
Wait, are we ordering pizza?
No, bro, let's get Chinese food instead.
Okay,
Alright,
we're
have
gonna
a
have to
good
cut
day,
you off.
caller.
You know what's really good? Chinese food.
Chinese
I
food is really
like
fucking
Chinese
good.
food. I cook Chinese food.
What is the best Chinese food place in town? There's only one answer. Correctly.
Right.
The boba shop. Cafe 88.
I'm getting another call
Golden
here.
Dragon.
Bro, fuck you.
Alright, caller number 2. Who we got?
Who's this?
Oh, it's not on speaker.
Hi, who's this?
Hello, caller number 2.
What?
Caller number 2. Well,
What?
You're a bitch.
Oh. That was Houston.
I can tell.
Just call her back and said that your friends were around, but they're not around anymore.
No.
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 Okay. Fuck.
Trying to get,
We fucked it up.
Alright, I think
You fucked it up.
I think my
You
friend
said it first.
Yeah, but it wasn't on speaker. She couldn't
my
hear
friend
you.
Lonnie is gonna call here.
If it's not on
Is
speaker,
it
they
not?
can't hear you. Did she say you're a bitch?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think Houston
Kaylani.
hates me. Oh, Kaylani.
Yeah. She probably does.
I don't know why. I've like never talked to her.
Oh, so that wasn't Houston.
Well, what's going on? What's going on, Kaylani?
Hey, Hunter.
1, 2, 3. Welcome to the
Welcome
Roadhead
to the
Podcast.
Roadhead
Roadhead
Podcast.
Welcome to the what?
The
Podcast?
Roadhead Podcast.
It's the
I'm
Roadhead.
sorry. You did not tell me it was that kind of podcast.
Well,
It's not.
it's. I mean, Hunter hasn't asked me for any services yet, but I
He's
don't
demanded
offer
something
them.
You
from
guys
me.
in the car. Do you really want to name that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's wrong with road? We just love the road. We're roadheads.
It's called that because it's filmed in it's recorded in my car.
yeah.
It's filmed.
We love the road. We're crazy big. We're big into the
Stomp
road.
on heads.
Smashing pumpkins, smashing heads, smashing roadhead.
So caller, what do you
Caller
gotta
three.
say? What's on your mind?
I don't know. You just told me to call.
You got any relationship problems?
Yeah, I have an advice column called Sweaty and
I just
Serious.
sent you the snap saying, what the fuck are you doing? And you told me to call.
Yeah, because that's what the thing was.
That's
to
what
call.
the-
Yeah,
segment.
we're taking callers this week.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with taking collars,
Well,
like the kind you wear around your neck.
yeah, like dog collars.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I'm not
next
into
week.
that
Or like the
personally.
kink kind.
That's next
Hunter,
week.
are you
that's
getting
next
a dog collar?
That's next week.
Yeah. Next week, Hunter's gonna be like, so, I have experimented with BDSM. Let's talk about it.
I think next week we should come back with a shock collar.
No,
we should,
that's dumb.
No,
Do
dude,
we
we
ever-
should put a shock collar on the silent guest, And whenever they talk, we should just zap the shit out of them.
Oh yeah. Also on this podcast, we have guests who aren't allowed to talk unless we tell them so. So there's no point to having guests, but I think it's funny.
And you get like background noise of me beating someone up sometimes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You don't have to call me that.
This is. Oh man, this is a lot to explain in one call. Are we gonna have to?
Really
I think we're gonna have to explain this on every call because people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
This
It's
feels
fine.
like almost like a really
Like,
elaborate
what the fuck
inside
is
joke
going
that we
on?
took out into the real world, and now we're gonna like get ridiculed for it later.
It's
in
fine.
our
You don't need to
lives.
know what's going on. You just give us something to talk about.
I don't know. I feel like the BDSM topic was just going so well.
All right, we're gonna have to let you go.
No,
So,
we have to hang up before letting them know. What did she say about BDSM? Like it was
She
going
said
too
that
far.
our BDSM
It's
topic was going real
I
well.
think,
going well,
I think we
okay.
have an in-person guest caller.
So, about...
Don't actually call.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
you
actually
should
call.
call.
All right, Box call.
He doesn't have his phone.
All right, so we got Box in the back seat, and he's gonna go ahead and call.
Box
us
in
here.
the back seat.
All right. Welcome, caller.
Oh God! Stop, please. Hey guys,
And,
Chubby.
I just...
That was Box calling into the podcast from the back seat. And as you can tell, that's why we don't let him talk.
Because
So,
I don't know
because
if you guys
I-
know this. Box, when he was a small child, he was actually spiked into a ceiling fan as an infant. It's truly tragic.
Okay. Well, yeah, he was truly tragic. Spiked into a ceiling fan. Okay.
His father and mother passed in a tragic hot air balloon motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Truly a
It's
tragedy.
crazy how those things happen every day. And, like who knows how many hot air balloon motorcycle accidents there are in just one day.
It really do be that way.
They really do be
It
like that
appears our guest
sometimes.
caller is. His Box is actually just crying like a little.
Box is crying in the back seat.
He's making noise. Does this mean I get to beat him
Yeah,
up?
yeah. Box, shut up.
Shut up before I.
My father!
Okay, it
Miss
sounds
you,
like.
Daddy.
Wait. I think we have a new caller. We have a new caller. Okay. New caller coming into the podcast. Hello, what is your name?
Jonathan?
Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Okay, nice.
Where are you from, Jonathan?
What's that?
Where are you from?
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Dakota.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow,
Quite a distance.
Oh yeah,
we're getting another
fans
caller.
from yeah.
We're
fans
getting
from South
we're getting
Dakota.
another caller here.
Oh, looks like we have another call coming in.
All right,
we're gonna
we're
have
gonna
to cut you off.
All right. Hello, caller. How's it going?
Hello, what's going on?
Welcome to the Roadhead Podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, it appears to be we have a dog on the show.
Wow. Speaking of dog
Oh,
callers.
well, that was. Why didn't the dog want to talk to us?
Because she's autistic.
Do you think that was hate mail?
I think that I'm being personally victimized. For
Okay,
my
let's
belief
take
that furries should be
a
publicly
call
hunted.
from that Cody again. Call back.
You mean from that Jonathan?
Oh, that Jonathan.
Jonathan
Sorry.
from South Dakota.
Sorry, I get confused because we have a Jonathan in the car and then we have a Cody, so I got confused. Similar names. Oh,
All right,
hello.
welcome back, Jonathan.
Serious topic to talk about real quick.
Talk away.
Taco.
You know how people are hitting all these deers on the highway, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can imagine.
Yeah.
If we move the deer signs to warn people
I'm
about
sorry, we're gonna have to cut you off.
Hello, welcome caller. How we doing?
Welcome. It's not on speaker. Okay,
All right,
hello,
all right.
welcome caller.
All right, I didn't understand a word of that.
What is currently happening? What?
Who?
Hi. Who are we? Who do we have the pleasure of
who
speaking
do
Who
to?
do we have?
What do we do?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut you off. Call him back.
I'm not gonna call him.
I'm just cutting off every caller we have.
The lumbering beast awakes from his cave.
Oh no. Don't say anything
Oh,
more
you mean-
specific.
Alright,
I
so
just
we got-
keep cutting off callers. Is the meeting starting?
Yeah, it's 6:31.
Is the meeting starting?
No, they're just going to the lodges. Fuck
Okay.
bitches, get money.
Nobody's running from me.
Redneck advice.
No. Okay, this has been the Roadhead Podcast. We gotta cut it short here. Would you just say, into this microphone here, would you say this has been the Roadhead Podcast?
This has been the Roadhead Podcast. Over and out.